My name is David Joshua Tungle, a safety analytics specialist specializing in aviation safety data analytics, infrastructure, and risk management. I translate complex operational data into evidence-based workflows, visualizations, and actionable risk strategies and insights teams can actually use. This presentation is a live example, a deep dive analysis of the systemic risks of maintenance schedule overrun and the potential for cabin decompression, utilizing a cross-departmental barrier uplift strategy to address workforce and oversight gaps and reduce our risk index from 3C to the target 2D. Using 5 structured methodologies, HIRAC, bowtie, fault tree, gap analysis, and Pareto. Every finding is evidence-based. Every action is traceable. Let's get into it. Our current risk is assessed as 3C, indicating a remote probability with major severity. Workforce deficits and oversight gaps are our vital few priority risk drivers, accounting for 82.4% of the total risk score. The immediate priority action is to recruit certified technicians and increase QA audit frequency within 30 days. This HIRAC table sets our baseline risk register. Limited oversight and manpower shortages push the current risk index to 3C. The goal is to mitigate this risk to an acceptable 2D index through proposed system improvements and magnified oversight. Our bowtie analysis shows that all prevention barriers are at a moderate level 3 effectiveness, making the operation vulnerable. We rely heavily on extended aircraft ground time for recovery, which severely disrupts scheduling. The strategic shift is to elevate supervision and recruitment effectiveness to prevent events before they occur. The fault tree analysis uses an OR gate structure to quantify threat pathways. With multiple threats rated as occasional, a single failure in personnel, oversight, or time pressure can independently trigger a schedule overrun. Mitigation requires a holistic approach across manpower, supervision, and time pressure. The gap analysis translates barrier weaknesses into operational deficits. Closing the gap requires moving from reactive scheduling to proactive resource staging. Key targets include achieving 100% staffing, increasing QA audits by 50%, and adding a 15% tooling buffer. The Pareto analysis highlights that workforce deficits and supervisory oversight drive 50% of the total risk impact score. The top 4 categories account for 82.4% of the risk, demanding coordinated multi-departmental action to achieve the 3C to 2D risk reduction target. The findings show that our vital few risk drivers account for 82.4% of the hazard. Furthermore, prevention barriers are uniformly moderate, indicating a systemic weakness. The priority actions target a 2D risk index through accelerated recruitment, shift lead training, and improved tooling inventory management. Our situation involves maintaining airworthiness with strict schedules. The complication is that systemic supervisory and workforce gaps are driving an occasional schedule overrun threat, risking secondary damage and potential cabin decompression. The resolution is to rebuild barrier effectiveness through targeted actions across HR, quality, and dispatch to reach the 2D target state. Again, I'm David, a safety data architect with 3+ years of transforming complex operational data into decisions that reduce real-world risk. The methodologies showcased throughout this portfolio, using Python, SQL, Tableau, and a 5-tool SMS framework, reflect the same analytical approach I bring to every organization I support. To learn more, connect with me on LinkedIn. Safety doesn't wait, and neither should the conversation. Let's build something safer, together.